Have you ever heard of a vast, untouched yet mysterious country? Kazakhstan, the 9th largest country in the world, is still a largely unexplored gem. From vast steppes, majestic mountains to bustling modern cities, Kazakhstan is the perfect blend of a long nomadic past and a dynamic contemporary lifestyle. The journey to explore this land promises to bring you many unique and surprising experiences. If you love stories about nature, culture, and history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment to share your feelings. Now, let's start the adventure to discover the majestic beauty of Kazakhstan. Starting to explore Kazakhstan, it is impossible not to mention the terrain and nature here, a rare and magnificent picture in the world. This vast country stretches with immense, deep green grasslands like a giant carpet, where herds of wild horses and nomadic cattle leisurely graze under the vast sky. The vast grasslands are not only home to humans, but also home to many rare wild animals, creating a diverse and rich ecosystem. Going deep into the interior, the majestic Tian Shan mountain ranges with year-round white snow appear like a vivid natural picture, attracting those who love mountain climbing, trekking, and exploring wild nature. This is also home to many clear lakes, dense forests, and majestic waterfalls, contributing to the diverse landscape of the country. Not only that, Kazakhstan also owns surreal deserts such as Kizilkum with endless sand dunes, along with pristine white limestone plateaus, which preserve many geological and historical vestiges of this land. Kandy Glacier Lake with clear turquoise water and pine trees submerged in the water creates a magical landscape like coming out of a fairy tale, making everyone amazed. Each land of Kazakhstan has its own story, contributing to creating a country that is both wild and magical, making visitors unable to help but be fascinated. With the diversity and spectacularity of nature, Kazakhstan becomes an ideal destination for those who desire to explore, experience, and immerse themselves in the pristine beauty of the land and sky. Continuing the journey to explore Kazakhstan, you cannot miss Almaty, the largest city, and once the capital of the country, located at the foot of the majestic Tian Shan snow mountain range. Almaty is not only a vibrant cultural, artistic, and fashion center of Kazakhstan, but also a place where a subtle blend of modern European style and the typical breadth of traditional Central Asia converge. Visitors to Almaty can easily feel the cultural diversity through museums, galleries, and art events taking place all year round. The city is also famous for its rich cuisine, from traditional Kazakh dishes to exquisitely prepared international dishes. Besides, Almaty also owns beautiful natural landscapes nearby. Big Almaty Lake, a high mountain lake with crystal clear blue water, is an ideal destination to relax and take breathtaking photos. If you love outdoor activities, Ilalata Mountain Park will bring you wonderful trekking experiences in the beautiful nature, with many wild animals and rich flora. In winter, Shimbulak Ski Resort, only about an hour's drive from the city, attracts winter sports enthusiasts with its long snow-white slopes, suitable for both beginners and professional athletes. Almaty is truly an ideal intersection between majestic nature and modern life, making anyone who sets foot in it fascinated by the vitality and multidimensional beauty of the city, creating an unforgettable travel experience in Kazakhstan. Next on our journey to explore Kazakhstan, we come to Nur-Sultan, the new capital, and a symbol of a promising future in the vast desert. This city stands out with its modern architecture, resembling a sci-fi movie, demonstrating the country's rapid development and vision. One of the iconic buildings of Nur-Sultan is the Bayderek Tower, a symbol of innovation and hope, attracting visitors with its unique design and panoramic view of the city from the top of the tower. It is also impossible not to mention the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation, a place that regularly hosts important international conferences, demonstrating Kazakhstan's commitment to maintaining peace and multilateral cooperation. Another special feature of the capital is Khan Shatter, a giant, nomadic tent, with a modern design and transparent dome, becoming a unique commercial and entertainment center, reminiscent of the nomadic traditions of the Kazakh people but with a very futuristic style. Nur Sultan is a clear demonstration of Kazakhstan's strong progress in the 21st century, preserving its cultural traditions while constantly innovating and developing. This is truly an indispensable stop to feel the intersection between the past and the future of this vast country. Next on the journey to discover the amazing beauty of Kazakhstan, you cannot miss Lake Kandy, a unique and enchanting natural wonder. Lake Kandy is famous for the extraordinary sight of pine trees submerged under crystal-clear water, creating a mysterious, flooded forest that few places in the world have. The formation of the lake originated from a strong earthquake that occurred in 1911, causing a mountain range to collapse, creating a natural dam blocking the stream, flooding the pine forest below. As a result, the pine tree trunks are still standing, rising from the lake bed, creating a majestic and magical scene, as if coming out of a mythical story. Not only does it have a rare beauty, Lake Kandy has also become a favorite destination for photographers and nature lovers, because the light passing through the clear water makes the submerged tree trunks appear with different shades of color, creating beautiful artistic photos. The cool, fresh air around the lake, combined with the sound of babbling streams and majestic mountain scenery, makes this place an ideal resort for those who want to find peace in nature. Kandy Lake is not only a unique natural landscape, but also a testament to the power and magical beauty of Kazakhstan's nature. And if you are a person who is passionate about conquering wild nature, then the next steps must definitely be towards the Tian Shan Range and Kolsai Lake, a trekking paradise hidden among magnificent mountains and forests. The Tian Shan Mountains stretch with year-round snow-capped peaks, lush green valleys and fresh air, offering a wonderful experience for those who want to immerse themselves in the majestic and pristine scenery. The mountain climbing trails here still retain their wild, challenging yet charming features for backpackers and explorers. Kolsai Lake, also known as the Three Pearls in the Mountains, is a chain of 3 emerald green lakes located in the Tian Shan Mountains, creating a poetic and magical scene. From the first lake with easy access to rich jungle landscapes, to the third lake with its wild and peaceful beauty, this is an ideal place for trekking, mountain biking, or simply enjoying the tranquility of nature. Not only that, the small villages by the lake also help visitors explore the typical nomadic culture of Kazakhstan, providing a more authentic and in-depth experience of local life. From the majestic Tian Shan Range to the idyllic Kolsai Lake, this land is sure to captivate any nature lover. After experiencing the beautiful trekking routes in the Tian Shan Range and Kolsai Lake, we will continue our journey to explore a more mysterious and unique land, Mangista, where you will feel like you are traveling to another planet with unique and wild geological landscapes. Mangista is located in western Kazakhstan, famous for its majestic natural works such as Bashira Valley, Shirkala Mountain, and the God's Finger, Twin Mountains, prominent symbols of this land. Bashira Valley, with limestone blocks of strange shapes, sharp edges, and colors changing according to the sunlight, creates a majestic but also magical scene. Shirkala Mountain, shaped like an ancient fortress in the middle of the desert, reminds people of myths or ancient history. In particular, the Twin Mountains, God's Fingers, towering like giant fingers touching the sky, are a destination that attracts not only photographers but also explorers who want to conquer the wild beauty. Walking through this land, you will feel like you are traveling back in time to prehistoric times, where soil, rocks, and absolute silence cover the space. The Mangisto region is not only a special geological destination, but also bears the mark of nomadic history and culture, with interesting archaeological remains and local legends. Exploring Mangista is a journey to face the wild nature, experience absolute silence, and admire a majestic geological world that cannot be found in many other places on Earth. Continuing our journey to explore the majestic landscapes of Kazakhstan, Let's learn about nomadic culture, the profound soul of this land. Nomadic culture is not only a lifestyle, but also a close connection between people and nature and ancestral traditions preserved through many generations. The center of nomadic life is the yurta tent, a unique cultural symbol, both flexible and comfortable, reflecting the excellent adaptability of the people to the harsh environment of the vast steppe. In addition, the image of horses is always associated with the nomadic life of Kazakhstan. Horses are not only a means of transportation, but also a loyal companion, a symbol of strength and freedom. Equally important, the eagle is considered a symbol of authority and resilience, often trained to hunt, a unique traditional cultural feature expressing the harmonious relationship between humans and nature. The life of nomads is closely linked to the rhythm of the seasons, the land and the sky, expressed through festivals, traditional rituals, and the way of behaving with the surrounding environment. Nomadic culture not only creates the unique characteristics of Kazakhstan, but also helps visitors understand more deeply the spirit of resilience, attachment, and respect for nature of the people here. And it is from these traditional values that we can truly feel the soul of the country, the people of Kazakhstan, the passionate and resilient hearts of the steppe, always preserving and developing this precious cultural heritage through each generation. The Kazakh people are characterized by friendly faces, gentle eyes, and warm hospitality. These are the characteristics that make up the soul of this vast land. From the weather-beaten horse herders on the vast steppe to the talented artists in the bustling cities, each individual carries within them a deep pride in their origins and traditional culture. They live with a resilient spirit, constantly overcoming challenges, while maintaining a passionate patriotism and a close connection with the vast nature around them. The harmony between people and nature creates a unique cultural identity, deeply reflecting the close relationship between human life and the unique living environment of Kazakhstan. Everyday stories, traditional customs, and changes in the pace of modern life all truly reflect the spirit and cultural values that the Kazakh people preserve. During the journey to explore Kazakhstan, the meetings with the local people are always the most memorable and leave the deepest impression. Through each story, each look, we feel the warmth, sincerity, and pride in their homeland, the values that make up the inseparable spiritual beauty of this country. It is the Kazakh people, with their hospitality and indomitable spirit, who have contributed to making the steppe land more lively and closer than ever, creating an emotional and meaningful discovery experience. Now, let's step into the unique world of Altai eagle hunters, where traditional hunting art blends with Kazakhstan's pride and rich cultural heritage. It is not just a hunting method, but also a symbol of the close connection between humans and nature and wild animals. Eagle hunters, or burkachi, have preserved the skill of eagle hunting for generations. They train wild eagles to be their hunting companions. The relationship between hunters and eagles is a harmonious combination of trust, respect, and a deep connection to nature. Not only is it practical, the art of eagle hunting is also an important part of the spiritual life of the Kazakh people. The annual Eagle Hunting Festival attracts hunters from all over the world to demonstrate their skills and traditions. In 2010, UNESCO recognized this as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity, a testament to the unique and lasting cultural value of this tradition. The journey to discover the art of eagle hunting helps us understand more about the nomadic life and the harmonious relationship between humans and nature, a sacred and proud symbol of Kazakhstan. Under the steppe wind carrying the echoes of eagles soaring in the Altai sky, we temporarily leave the hunting plateaus to come to another intimate and deeply imbued aspect of Kazakhstan cuisine. A world where the flavors of the land, the green grass, and the thousand-year tradition converge in each simple yet sophisticated dish. Kazakh cuisine is not only a combination of ingredients from the steppes and plateaus, but also a part of the soul of nomadic culture, where each meal is a story, a connection, and a warm welcome from the host. Among the traditional dishes, beshbarmak is considered the national soul. The tender stew of horse meat, served with handmade noodles and a rich broth, is often served on important occasions such as weddings, receiving distinguished guests or family reunions. Another special feature is kumis, fermented mare's milk. Slightly sour, aromatic and rich in nutrients, kumis was once a precious drink for nomadic warriors in the past. In addition, Kazakh tea mixed with milk and salt, along with fragrant tandoor cakes baked in earthen ovens, are dishes closely associated with the daily life of the people here. Kazakh cuisine not only reflects the processing techniques, but also the spirit of hospitality. Anyone entering a Kazakh home will be offered tea, cakes, and a shared story, a custom that shows respect and connection. And while every meal is an occasion for sharing, the vibrant festivals and rich spiritual life of the Kazakh people are where emotions soar, where music, beliefs, and ancient traditions come alive under the vast steppe sky. In the spiritual life of the Kazakh people, the Nowruz festival is perhaps the most important and meaningful event of the year. Held on the day of the vernal equinox around March 21st, Nowruz not only marks the beginning of spring, but also symbolizes rebirth, unity, and prosperity. In the bustling festive atmosphere, all over the country, there are sounds of traditional musical instruments such as the dombra, a two-stringed instrument typical of nomadic culture, along with folk dances, group singing and folk games imbued with local identity. The festival is also an opportunity for the Kazakh people to recreate traditional cultural values, from religious rituals, marriage customs, to horse riding competitions demonstrating skill and courage. In the villages, people set up yurtas, traditional tents, in the middle of the fields, prepare traditional dishes such as beshbarmak, Nowruz koz, a spring soup, to invite friends, relatives and even strangers, a living testament to the spirit of hospitality that has become the cultural lifeblood here. Festivals like Nowruz not only preserve cultural identity, but also contribute to reviving the deep connection between people and nature. It is from this connection that ecotourism and nature conservation efforts have become an important part of Kazakhstan's modern journey, where pristine beauty is still preserved amid constant development. After the vibrant and rich festivals, Kazakhstan brings visitors back to a quiet and pristine world where nature still retains its pure beauty and rare biodiversity. In recent years, the country has promoted the development of ecotourism, associated with efforts to preserve unique ecosystems spread across its vast territory. Famous reserves such as Oxazabagli, Korgalzin, and Altyn Emel are living proof of that commitment. Oxazabagli, Kazakhstan's oldest reserve, is home to the mysterious snow leopard and many endemic flora and fauna of the Tian Shan Mountains. Korgalzin is notable for its salt lakes, where migratory flamingos create a magical scene in the middle of the vast steppe. Meanwhile, Altyn Emel stands out with its singing hills, sand dunes that make a musical sound when the wind blows, and valleys where saiga antelopes, a rare desert animal, roam freely. Kazakhstan is gradually moving towards sustainable tourism, encouraging visitors to immerse themselves in nature instead of just admiring it from afar. Trekking, wildlife watching, or camping in the steppe are becoming favorite choices for international visitors looking for peace and authentic experiences. In the overall picture of Kazakhstan, ecotourism is not only a trend, but also a commitment to preserving nature, the silent but enduring soul of this vast land. After wandering through the endless steppes, majestic mountain ranges, and immersing ourselves in the unique cultural life of the indigenous people, we realize that Kazakhstan is not just a destination but an untold journey. The beauty of this country lies not only in its vast area, but also in its cultural depth, in the pristine majesty of nature, and in the liberal, free spirit that permeates every steppe breeze. Kazakhstan is for those who love nature, are eager to explore, and want to touch new things that are not yet known to many people. If you feel attracted by this majestic land, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below to share your feelings. Have you ever heard of a kingdom in the middle of the desert, where there are ancient stone cities carved into the mountains, where there is a Dead Sea, a place where you cannot sink, and where people welcome you with the warmest hospitality? Yes, that is Jordan, a hidden gem in the heart of the Middle East, with a mysterious, ancient and incredibly charming beauty. In today's video, we will explore the unique wonders of Jordan, from the legendary Petra, the surreal Wadi Rum Desert, to the modern city of Amman and the bright Red Sea. If you love travel, culture and destinations off the beaten path, then this is the journey for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below to share your thoughts. And now, let's start the magical journey to Jordan. Let's start our journey to explore Jordan with an overview to better understand this fascinating land. Jordan is a country located in the Middle East, bordering many countries with great historical and political influence, such as Israel to the west, Syria to the north, Iraq to the east, and Saudi Arabia to the south and southeast. Thanks to this special geographical location, Jordan has long been a cultural crossroads, preserving the imprints of great ancient civilizations such as Roman, Greek, Nabatean, and Islamic. The capital of Jordan is Amman, a vibrant, modern city, but still imbued with history. Amman is not only the political center, but also the cultural and economic heart of the whole country. This city can surprise visitors with its mix of modern skyscrapers and ancient ruins thousands of years old. Jordan covers an area of approximately 89,000 square kilometers with a population of over 10 million people. The terrain is mainly mountains, limestone plateaus and deserts, creating an arid but extremely characteristic landscape. The climate here is semi-arid, with hot and dry summers, while the winters are cool, sometimes rainy, creating ideal conditions for not too harsh exploration journeys. With a rich historical background and unique nature, Jordan promises to bring visitors unforgettable experiences. Leaving the modern streets of Amman, we will enter one of the most legendary destinations not only in Jordan but also in the world, the ancient city of Petra. Nestled among the rocky desert mountains of southern Jordan, Petra is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site and is named one of the new 7 wonders of the world. What makes Petra special is that the entire city is carved directly into the Pink Cliffs, a rare architectural and artistic feat on Earth. Petra was once the capital of the ancient Nabatean kingdom, a brilliant civilization that once controlled important trade routes in the region. The Nabateans were masters at exploiting water in the dry desert, building a prosperous city with extremely sophisticated water systems, cisterns and stone structures. They left behind a legacy that will amaze anyone who sets foot here. Notable landmarks include the Treasury, Petra's most famous landmark with its intricately carved facade, the monastery, a larger structure than the Treasury and located at a higher elevation, and the Sikh, a narrow alleyway nearly 1 kilometer long leading into Petra, flanked by majestic cliffs. Petra is not just a tourist attraction, but a journey back in time into the history of the ancient Middle East. Continuing our journey to explore Jordan, we head south to admire one of the most spectacular and surreal lands in the Middle East, the Wadi Rum Desert, also known by its enchanting name, Valley of the Moon. This place possesses such breathtaking landscapes that many blockbusters such as The Martian, Dune or Lawrence of Arabia have chosen Wadi Rum as the main setting because of its magical, wild and almost surreal beauty. Wadi Rum is a land of fiery red sandstone, rocky mountains rising high above the ground like towers, and vast valleys stretching to the horizon. Here, visitors can experience many adventurous activities such as riding camels across the desert, joining a speedy jeep tour through the canyons, or sleeping overnight in traditional Bedouin camps, where you can watch thousands of twinkling stars in the quiet desert night sky. Wadi Rum is also home to the nomadic Bedouin people, who have lived in the desert for centuries. They are known for their hospitality, fireside storytelling, and authentic grilled food. Meeting the Bedouins is an essential part of any trip to Wadi Rum, where natural beauty and wild culture blend together into an unforgettable picture. This is more than just a desert, it is another world, where all the senses are awakened. After the magical experiences in the desert, the journey takes us to the most unique and strange destination on the planet, the Dead Sea, known as the lowest point on the Earth's surface, located at an altitude of about -430 meters above sea level. The Dead Sea is located in the border area between Jordan and Israel, a rare natural wonder with both mysterious beauty and hidden medical and geological values. The most famous feature of the Dead Sea is its extremely high salt content, nearly 10 times higher than normal seawater. Therefore, you can float on the water without knowing how to swim, an interesting and unforgettable experience for any tourist. Not only is it a strange natural phenomenon, the Dead Sea is also famous for its mineral-rich mud, which has the effect of curing skin diseases, reducing inflammation and beautifying the skin. Many resorts around the area have exploited this resource for therapeutic tourism. However, this beauty is gradually being threatened. Climate change, resource exploitation, and changes in the flow of the Jordan River have caused water levels to drop rapidly. Experts warn that without protection, this wonder could disappear in the not-too-distant future. The Dead Sea, a place to relax and reflect on the fragility of nature, is definitely a destination not to be missed when visiting Jordan. After immersing ourselves in the majestic natural beauty and ancient relics, we now return to the vibrant life of Amman, the capital of Jordan, where the past and present blend gracefully. Amman is not only the political and administrative center, but also the economic and cultural heart of the whole country. The city offers a modern atmosphere, but still retains its historical depth and traditional identity. Strolling through the streets of Amman, you will see bustling neighborhoods, artistic cafes, and here and there are ancient relics thousands of years old. The highlight is Amman Citadel, a complex of relics on the hilltop that was once the center of many ancient civilizations. From here, visitors can enjoy a panoramic view of the city stretching across the hills. Not far away is the ancient Roman theater, a large structure with a capacity of up to 6,000 people, a testament to the glorious period of the Romans here. Amman is also known for its rich coffee culture and street food scene. From live music cafes to markets selling falafel, shawarma or mansaf, the traditional Jordanian dish, the city offers a youthful, energetic vibe that is still rich in its identity. Amman is a living testament to a modern Jordan that never forgets its roots. Continuing our journey to explore Jordan, we will come to Jerash, one of the most intact and impressive ancient Roman cities in the world. Jerash is not only an important archaeological site, but also a living testament to the brilliant development of the Roman Empire in the Middle East, giving visitors the opportunity to experience a charming and ancient historical space. The first highlight when entering Jerash is Hadrian's Gate, built to honor Emperor Hadrian during his visit to the city in the 2nd century. Next, visitors will not be able to miss the Temple of Artemis, one of the largest and most beautiful temples in the city, where the goddess Artemis is worshipped. In addition, the ancient Roman theater in Jerash is a place to hold art performances, concerts, and cultural events, still retaining its majestic architecture and large capacity. Jerash is also famous for its annual cultural festival, an event that attracts thousands of visitors and artists from all over the world. The festival not only celebrates the Roman cultural heritage but also combines music, folk dance, and contemporary art performances, creating a vibrant and diverse cultural space. Jerash is a step back in time, where you can deeply feel the life of an ancient Roman city, still present and preserved through thousands of years of history. Entering the heart of Jordanian culture, it is impossible not to mention the unique cuisine, an important and delicate part that clearly reflects the Arab culture of this land. Jordanian cuisine is a harmonious combination of traditional flavors and unique cooking styles, making each dish a memorable cultural experience. Among the outstanding dishes, mansaf is considered the national dish, a traditional rice dish cooked with lamb and fermented yogurt sauce called jamid. This is an indispensable dish during festivals, showing hospitality and respect. There is also makluba, a rice dish with eye-catching vegetables and meat, falafel, crispy fried bean balls, and appetizers such as hummus and kunafa dessert. A special point in Jordanian culinary culture is the habit of using hands and eating from the same tray, showing closeness, sharing and respect for each other during meals. Bedouin tea and coffee culture is a symbol of hospitality. Coffee is often brewed strong and aromatic, while tea is drunk as part of a ritual of connection. Jordanian cuisine is a journey that takes us into the depths of Arabic culture, rustic, sophisticated, and full of warmth. Continuing our journey to explore Jordan, we will come to Aqaba, Jordan's only port city located on the Red Sea coast, considered the most ideal and prominent beach resort in this country. With a temperate climate all year round and clear blue beaches, Aqaba not only attracts tourists by its stunning natural beauty, but also by a series of attractive water sports activities. Coming to Aqaba, you can freely experience unique recreational activities, such as diving to see colorful coral reefs, home to a rich diversity of marine life. In addition, visitors can also participate in sea sports such as sailing, surfing, or kayaking, bringing a feeling of refreshment and unlimited adventure. The long beaches with fine white sand and clear blue water will be a great place to relax after days of exploring the desert and historical sites. Aqaba's special feature is its favorable geographical location, located close to two other famous tourist destinations of Jordan, Petra and Wadi Rum, creating a golden tourist triangle that attracts visitors from all over the world. Therefore, Aqaba is not only an ideal stopover for those who love the sea, but also a center connecting nature, history, and unique culture of Jordan. Aqaba is truly a shining pearl on the Red Sea coast, providing the perfect balance between discovery and relaxation for all visitors. Exploring Jordan would not be complete without visiting the ancient desert castles, fortresses scattered across the vast desert landscape, marking a glorious chapter of the Umayyad dynasty. These are the first surviving Islamic architectural works, typically Qasr Amra, a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its exquisite murals and unique architecture. In addition, Qasr Karana also stands out for its solid design, serving many important purposes, from a resort for the nobility, a hunting ground to an administrative center and controlling ancient trade routes. These castles are not only strategic, but also clearly demonstrate the spiritual and artistic development of early Islamic civilization. What is special is that these fortresses were built with sophisticated techniques, harmoniously blending into the wild, harsh landscape of the desert, creating an image that is both majestic and mysterious. Each castle is like a vivid picture of history, culture, and art, giving visitors a deep sense of Jordan's glorious past as well as its cultural diversity. These desert castles are precious historical treasures, opening the door to lead us into the world of the past, full of wonder and legend. Amidst the majestic natural landscape of Jordan, Mount Nebo stands out as a sacred place with profound significance in Jewish and Christian history. This is considered the place where the prophet Moses stood looking towards the Promised Land, the land that the Israelites longed to reach after many years of wandering. Therefore, Mount Nebo not only has religious value, but is also a destination that attracts thousands of believers and pilgrims from all over the world. From the top of the mountain, visitors can admire the breathtaking view of the entire Jordan Valley and the calm waters of the Dead Sea. The natural beauty here blends with the serene space, making anyone who comes feel a special sense of peace and tranquility. On the top of Mount Nebo, there is also an ancient monastery and a museum displaying beautiful ancient stone mosaics, reflecting the art and beliefs of previous generations. These stone mosaics are not only a testament to the sophistication of art, but also tell many mythological and religious stories related to this land. Mount Nebo is a symbol of faith and hope, a place where history, culture, and the beautiful nature of Jordan intersect, making every pilgrimage here sacred and meaningful. Discovering Jordan cannot be without an impressive destination called Dana Biosphere Reserve, a large and beautiful nature reserve, where diverse ecosystems converge from white sand deserts, green olive forests to majestic rocky mountains. Dana Biosphere Reserve is one of the most important ecological reserves in Jordan, protecting many rare and unique species of animals and plants, contributing to maintaining the ecological balance of the Middle East. Coming to Dana, visitors will have the opportunity to experience rich nature exploration activities, such as trekking through trails through forests and mountains, helping to enjoy the fresh air and majestic scenery. In addition, this place is also an ideal destination to observe rare birds, attracting researchers and nature lovers. Every step on the walking trails is a journey to explore the biodiversity and wild beauty of Jordan's nature. What is more special is that Dana Biosphere Reserve is also built and managed in close coordination with the local community, aiming at developing sustainable tourism and conserving natural resources. Local people not only participate in environmental protection activities, but also introduce their traditional culture and unique lifestyle to visitors. Dana Biosphere Reserve is truly the perfect destination for those who love nature and want to immerse themselves in the peaceful, rich space of Jordan. To fully understand Jordan, it is impossible to ignore the exploration of the culture and people here, the elements that create the soul of this country. Jordanians are known for their hospitality, sincerity, and especially respect for family affection, traditional values that create solidarity and warmth in the community. Visitors to Jordan often feel the warmth through invitations to share meals, sincere stories, and dedicated care from the local people. Jordan's customs have been maintained through many generations, clearly shown through traditional costumes such as thobe and keffiyeh, symbols of the typical Arab identity. These cultural features are not only historical marks, but also the way Jordanians express pride in their origins and values. Religion holds an important place in the spiritual life of Jordanians, with Islam being the main religion, besides the long-standing Christian community, creating a diverse and harmonious society. Religion has a profound influence on rituals, festivals, and daily life, contributing to the unique cultural picture of Jordan. Thanks to the harmonious combination of tradition and religion, Jordanians have built a rich culture, making every visitor feel the friendliness and sincerity of this land. Finally, when looking back at the whole journey to explore Jordan, it is not difficult to see why this country has become an unmissable destination for every tourist. Jordan is a harmonious convergence of legendary history, rich culture, majestic nature, along with the sincere hospitality of the local people. It is this unique combination that creates a diverse and rich travel experience, making anyone who comes once want to return. Jordan is suitable for many different types of tourism, from adventurous trips to explore ancient relics such as Petra, Jerash, to relaxing resorts on the Red Sea coast in Aqaba, or pilgrimages to find spiritual roots at Mount Nebo. Each journey brings different emotions and experiences, meeting the diverse needs of each individual or family. Besides, Jordan is also known for its safety and political stability, making visitors completely assured when coming here. The country always welcomes international visitors with open arms, with friendliness and professionalism, contributing to creating a pleasant and memorable tourism environment. All these factors make Jordan not only an attractive destination, but also a unique cultural, historical, and natural journey that anyone who loves to explore should not miss. Egypt. Hearing the name, you immediately think of giant pyramids, pharaohs wearing glittering gold, and the legendary Nile River flowing endlessly. But wait, Egypt is not only ancient. This is a land that is both mysterious and modern, has delicious food, beautiful scenery, and sunshine. Today, I will take you to explore the land of unthinkable things. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't get lost, and comment right away if you love pyramids and mummies. Interestingly, however, over 90% of the country is arid desert, with most of its population living along the Nile River, which occupies less than 10% of the land. This shows the vital importance of the Nile to the life and development of Egypt. Egypt, a land strategically located at the crossroads of Africa and the Middle East, has long been considered a gateway connecting civilizations. The north borders the Mediterranean Sea, the east borders the Red Sea, and the west extends to the Sahara Desert, one of the largest and harshest deserts in the world. Egypt is the intersection of the sea, the desert, and thousands of years of historical vestiges, creating an extremely unique geographical picture. The climate here is truly desert, hot, dry, and sunny all year round. Summer can reach 40 degrees Celsius, and winter is a bit more pleasant, but overall it is still quite dry. However, amidst the aridity and scorching sun, there is a great miracle called the Nile River. Around 3100 BC, on the banks of the fertile Nile River, one of the first and most brilliant civilizations of mankind was born, the ancient Egyptian civilization. From small tribes scattered along the river, the Egyptians built a powerful kingdom, with a dynasty system that lasted for thousands of years and left indelible marks in human history. One of the most prominent symbols of this civilization is the giant pyramids, iconic architectural works, built with millions of large stone blocks, completely without the use of modern machinery. Egyptian culture is a unique combination of ancient spirit and modern Islamic colors. Walking around big cities like Cairo or Alexandria, you will see the presence of ancient temples next to majestic mosques, bustling traditional markets next to modern commercial centers. It is this intersection that has created a rich, multidimensional, and fascinating cultural identity. Traditional costumes in Egypt are often quite modest, showing respect for Islamic values. Men often wear galabia, a loose long dress, while women often wrap hijab and wear long-sleeved shirts. Although strongly influenced by religious culture, today's youth are gradually incorporating modern elements in their dressing style, creating an interesting blend of tradition and modernity. Egyptians highly value family. They value the bond between generations, always respect the elderly, and consider caring for parents an important moral part of life. Family meals and intimate gatherings are familiar images in daily culture. Festivals in Egypt are also very special. During Ramadan, the Muslim fasting month, the solemn atmosphere during the day gives way to the bustle after sunset, with cozy meals and community activities. Another equally interesting festival is Shem el-Nessim, a spring festival originating from ancient Egypt, where people go to the park together, eat salted fish, and welcome a beautiful new year. Egypt today is one of the most populous countries in Africa and the Arab world, with over 110 million people. The capital Cairo is not only Africa's largest city, but also the country's important cultural, political, religious, and economic center. It is a place where a glorious past meets a vibrant modern life, with crowded streets, ancient structures interspersed with high-rise buildings, and bustling commercial areas. Politically, Egypt is a semi-presidential republic. The president is the head of state, while the prime minister serves as the executive director of the government. This system allows for a balance between executive and legislative powers, although in practice there are still many challenges in the process of political and democratic development. Besides that, there is full medams, fragrant stewed fava beans, often served with bread, and tamia, a typical Egyptian version of falafel, made from pureed green beans, fried until golden brown, very popular for breakfast or snack. The Egyptian dining culture is also associated with hours-long tea and coffee sessions. In roadside cafes, you will easily see people sitting and relaxing, chatting, sipping mint tea or strong coffee. And don't forget to order a glass of carcata, a hibiscus flower water with a bright red color, a slightly sour and cool taste, perfectly dispelling the hot sun in this desert land. If you find this video interesting, leave the number 1 in the comment section and subscribe to the channel to update the latest videos. If you are a history buff, Egypt is an indispensable destination on the list of legendary lands to conquer. This is not only a place associated with pyramids or stories about mummies, but also the cradle of one of the oldest and greatest civilizations in the world. Egypt is a land where time seems to stand still. There, each stone, each meticulously carved wall, each stone pillar standing tall in the desert seems to tell the thousand-year story of the powerful pharaohs, of ancient gods, and of a people who once made the world admire their wisdom and strength. Nowhere is this more evident than the pyramids of Giza, the only ancient wonder of the world that still exists. Standing before this wonder, you will feel the greatness not only in scale, but also in the technique and timeless spirit of the ancient Egyptians. Continuing your journey, you will come to the Valley of the Kings in Luxor, the resting place of dozens of pharaohs, the most famous of which is the tomb of King Tutankhamun. And if you want to feel the majesty touching every cell, the Abu Simbel Temple with 2 giant statues carved straight into the cliff will surely take your breath away. The Nile River, the longest river in the world, has been the lifeblood of Egypt for thousands of years. The river not only provides precious fresh water in the arid land, but also cultivates and nurtures a prosperous agriculture since ancient times. Large cities such as Cairo, Luxor or Aswan are located along the banks of the Nile, as if all are looking towards that sacred lifeblood. It can be said that without the Nile River, Egypt would not have become one of the greatest civilizations of mankind. Egypt's economy is based on 4 main pillars: tourism, oil, agriculture, and especially revenue from the Suez Canal. This canal is one of the most important shipping routes in the world, connecting the Mediterranean with the Red Sea and significantly shortening the shipping journey between Europe and Asia. Every year, Egypt earns billions of dollars from shipping fees through this canal. The majority of Egypt's population lives along the Nile River, the only area with fertile land in the middle of the vast desert. This creates an uneven population distribution that is very typical of Egypt. In terms of religion, the majority of the population is Muslim, specifically Sunni Islam. However, Egypt still maintains religious diversity with the Coptic Christian community, one of the oldest Christian groups still in existence today. The intersection between tradition and modernity, between religion and daily life, is what makes modern Egypt unique. If you find this video interesting, please leave a number 1 in the comment section and subscribe to the channel to update the latest videos. However, Egypt is not just mossy ruins. This place also possesses a poetic and peaceful beauty that few people expect. Try boarding a light boat drifting on the Nile River, the longest river in the world, which has nurtured this civilization for thousands of years. You will pass through vast wheat fields, small villages, and watch the red sunset dyeing the water surface golden. All worries seem to disappear amidst the sound of oars and the gentle desert wind. And if you are a sea lover, Egypt still has a special gift for you: 2 famous coastal cities, Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada. This is a true resort paradise, with crystal clear water, velvety white sand, and magical coral reefs at the bottom of the Red Sea. Visitors can dive, swim, take a glass-bottom boat to see the coral, or simply lie down under the bright yellow sunlight, an experience that is both relaxing and full of energy. Egypt is a land of harmony between ancient and modern, between mystery and intimacy, between grandeur and peace. This place is not just a tourist destination, but an emotional journey. You do not just come to take pictures and sightsee, but to listen to history echoing in the wind, to touch the culture through every breath of life, and to realize that there are always wonders on this planet, waiting for you to discover. To this day, the Giza Pyramid is still one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world that still exist. Next to it is the Sphinx statue with a mysterious face, along with a series of exquisitely carved tombs underground, like an underground world reserved for the pharaohs after their death. The ancient Egyptians were not only good builders but also pioneering thinkers. They created their own writing system, hieroglyphs, which were engraved on stone, temple walls and papyrus. They had advanced knowledge of medicine, surgery and embalming, understood astronomy to calculate accurate calendars, and applied mathematics in construction and land surveying. What is special is that the ancient Egyptians lived with a strong belief in the afterlife. They believed that the soul would continue its journey after death, so they often buried many precious objects with the deceased. Their religion was polytheistic, with gods such as Ra, the sun god, Osiris, the god of death and rebirth, or Isis, the goddess of love and magic. It can be said that Egyptian civilization is a unique blend of reality and mystery, science and spirituality. Even though thousands of years have passed, these achievements still make the whole world today admire and curious to explore. Folk music, distinctive drumming and seductive belly dancing have become indispensable artistic symbols in Egyptian cultural life. In particular, Egyptian women, despite living in a traditional society, still play an important role in the family and community. They are not only the keepers of the family fire, but also increasingly assert their position in the fields of education, art and even politics. The combination of traditional gentleness and modern spirit is the beautiful image of Egyptian women today. Egyptian cuisine is a harmonious picture of rustic simplicity and unforgettable rich flavors. Not fussy, not luxurious, the dishes here mainly use familiar ingredients such as beans, vegetables, bread and typical Middle Eastern spices. But it is that simple combination that creates unique dishes with their own identities that make visitors who have tasted them once feel nostalgic. One of the most iconic dishes of Egypt is koshari, the national soul, in the hearts of the people here. The dish includes rice, noodles, lentils, chickpeas, crispy fried onions, drizzled with a slightly spicy tomato sauce. It sounds simple, but the flavor is extremely well-rounded and addictive. Koshari is often sold everywhere, from cheap eateries to luxury restaurants. Egypt's nature is a perfect blend of vast deserts, majestic rivers and clear blue skies, creating a natural picture that is both wild and mysterious. Although famous for the vast Sahara Desert, where golden sand stretches endlessly, Egypt is nourished by one of the greatest rivers in the world, the Nile. This river is not only the lifeblood of the country, but also the foundation of ancient civilization, bringing water and fertility to the arid land. The Nile divides Egypt into 2 parts. One side is fertile, green fields thanks to the alluvial deposits of alluvium. The other side is arid desert areas, where the harsh climate can challenge anyone. However, this contrast creates a unique ecosystem, where plants and animals, from lush palm trees to hardy desert animals, can thrive in harsh conditions. The Sahara Desert covers most of Egypt's land area, with towering sand dunes and seemingly endless dunes. The desert is not just a dry place, but also contains wonders. In the heart of the desert are cool oases, where underground streams can be found and plants that survive the dry conditions. These oases are home to Egyptian communities that live in harmony with nature, existing in the silence of the desert. In addition, the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea also contribute to the natural beauty of Egypt. The Red Sea, with its clear blue waters, has become an ideal destination for those who love diving and exploring the diverse marine ecosystem. Along the coast, beautiful coral reefs and colorful tropical fish form a rich underwater world, attracting thousands of tourists every year. The Mediterranean Sea, meanwhile, offers a sense of serenity and is the perfect place to relax with long white sand beaches, cool waters, and quaint port cities. In the lowlands like the Nile Delta, nature offers a lush and fertile landscape. With vast rice fields and orchards, this place is a symbol of life thriving in the desert. The Nile Delta is also home to thousands of migratory birds, making it an ideal destination for those who love birdwatching or simply want to admire the beautiful scenery. Despite its harsh appearance, Egyptian nature contains strong and resilient lives, reflecting the very nature of the people here, always striving and in harmony with all the challenges that nature brings. From the green fields on the banks of the Nile to the golden sand dunes in the desert, each scene tells a story of existence, struggle, and development in the midst of this majestic nature. Egypt is a place where nature is not only a living environment, but also a companion of people on their journey through time and history. Egypt, where time seems to stand still, where every ancient stone, every desert breeze seems to whisper the story of a glorious civilization. Not only is it the land of majestic pyramids and legendary pharaohs, Egypt is also a living symbol of the magical intersection between the past and the present. The wonders from thousands of years ago still stand there, towering in the sun and wind as silent witnesses to human history, while modern life still takes place vibrantly around bustling streets, colorful traditional markets, and friendly, hospitable people. Today, Egypt not only captivates visitors with its grandeur and mystery, but also with the wild, profound beauty emanating from the natural landscape, from the gentle Nile River, the golden deserts, to the warm smiles of the local people. It is a place where you can both explore history and immerse yourself in modern life, while still preserving its original identity. Egypt is like a living book, which you not only read with your eyes but also feel with your heart. If you are looking for a journey to look back at the past, feel the present, and listen to yourself, then Egypt is definitely the destination for you. If you love this amazing journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next exciting destinations, and comment below to let me know. What makes you most curious about Egypt, the pyramids, mummies, or the enchanting belly dances? Kenya, a vibrant country in East Africa, is a place where wildlife, rich fauna, and diverse cultures come together to create an irresistible attraction. From the vast savannas of the Masai Mara, where wildebeest migrate in spectacular spectacle, to the brilliant flocks of flamingos on Lake Nakuru, Kenya is a vivid picture of nature. More than 40 tribes such as the Maasai and Swahili bring unique dances, music, and customs, enriching the journey of discovery. With such beauty, Kenya is an attractive destination for adventurous travelers, eager to touch nature and immerse themselves in indigenous culture. Welcome to Kenya, a land for wildlife lovers. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and comment with us to discover interesting things about this country. Kenya, the jewel of East Africa, is a dream destination for those who love nature, adventure, and culture. With tourist highlights such as Masai Mara National Park, Lake Nakuru, Lake Naivasha, Mount Kenya, the capital Nairobi, and the Mombasa coast, Kenya offers a colorful journey where each landmark tells its own story, captivating visitors from all over the world. It is said that if you have not been to Masai Mara National Park, you have not been to Kenya, because this is considered the heart of Kenyan safari tourism, known as the safari capital of the world. Located in the southwest, this 1,510 square kilometers reserve is the stage of the Great Migration, when millions of wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle cross the crocodile-infested Mara River in search of new pastures from July to October. This spectacle is not only a natural wonder but also an opportunity for visitors to witness the Big Five: lions, elephants, leopards, rhinos and buffalo, in a pristine wild environment. On a safari by jeep, you will feel your heart pounding when you see a pride of lions stalking their prey, or elephants leisurely walking among the golden grasslands. If you want a more unique experience, a hot air balloon floating in the sky of Masai Mara at dawn will bring a breathtaking panoramic view, with the early morning sunlight shining on the vast sea of grass. The indigenous Maasai, dressed in bright red, also enrich the journey with cultural stories and powerful Adumu dances, making the Masai Mara not only a nature but also a profound cultural journey. Next, the capital Nairobi, the vibrant heart of Kenya, is where modern urban life meets the wild breath of African nature. Located on a plateau at an altitude of 1,795 meters, this city has a cool, pleasant climate and is the door to legendary safari adventures. From a humble stop on the 19th century railway, Nairobi has grown into a brilliant economic and cultural center where East Africa converges and shines. Nairobi is a symphony of enchanting contrasts. Just 7 kilometers from the center, Nairobi National Park opens up a wild world, where lions stalk their prey, rhinos roam freely, and giraffes stretch their necks amid a skyline sparkling with skyscrapers. The National Museum of Kenya tells profound stories of history and culture, while the Giraffe Center offers visitors a close-up moment when they set foot here. The Maasai markets are bursting with color, filled with exquisite crafts, vibrant fabrics and jewelry that tell the stories of the indigenous people. Nairobi is more than just the capital, it is the heartbeat of Kenya, where tradition and modernity collide, beckoning you to explore a world that is both wild and sophisticated, full of wonder. Finally, the Mombasa coast, located on the Indian Ocean, is Kenya's tropical paradise. This historic port city is famous for its white sand beaches, clear blue waters and vibrant coral reefs. Voted one of the world's best beaches, Diani Beach is ideal for sunbathing, snorkeling or surfing. Mombasa Marine Park protects the marine ecosystem, allowing you to swim with tropical fish and explore the underwater world. The UNESCO-listed Fort Jesus tells the story of Mombasa's colonial past, while the Old Town, with its narrow streets and Swahili architecture, takes you back to the Arab trading era. A traditional boat cruise at sunset is a romantic experience, with the sea breeze and golden sunlight as a backdrop. Mombasa's Swahili culture is also alive in its cuisine: spicy biryani and chapati bread, and the melodious taarab music. Mombasa is where you can relax after your safari, immersing yourself in the intersection of sea and history. These destinations, from the Masai Mara Savannah, Lakes Nakuru and Naivasha, Mount Kenya, vibrant Nairobi to romantic Mombasa, make Kenya attractive. Each place has its own color, from wild adventure, cultural discovery to beachside relaxation. Kenya is not just a trip, but a journey that awakens all the senses, leaving indelible memories in the hearts of visitors. What do you think about these tourist attractions? Leave a number 1 in the comments section below to let us know. Now let's continue to explore the wonderful things of Kenya. Kenya, a land of vast savannas, majestic mountains, and herds of wild animals roaming through pristine nature, is famous not only for its landscapes, but also for its resilient people and unique cultural identity. Kenyans have a strong spirit, resilient in the face of difficulties, but are also very gentle and hospitable. They are a blend of long-standing traditions and modern life, of indigenous culture and global influence. Despite belonging to more than 40 different ethnic groups, Kenyans still maintain a spirit of solidarity, working together to build a country rich in identity and hope. In that picture, Kenyan women appear as silent but steadfast pillars. They are mothers working hard by the fire, laborers working day and night in the fields, teachers, doctors, businesswomen, and increasingly appearing in leadership roles. However, their path is not easy. Many Kenyan women, especially in rural areas, still face inequality, lack of educational opportunities, and endure backward customs such as early marriage and gender discrimination. But it is also in these hardships that their resilience and desire to rise shine even brighter. The image of Wangari Maathai, the first Kenyan woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for her efforts to protect the environment and promote women's rights, is a living testament to the power of women here. She not only inspired millions of Kenyan women, but also made the whole world admire her. Today, more and more Kenyan women are stepping out of the traditional shadow, confidently asserting their position in society. They are the silent but strong heart that keeps Kenya alive, developing, and full of hope in every step of the country's transformation. Next, Lake Nakuru, located in the heart of Lake Nakuru National Park in the Rift Valley, is a distinct destination with its brilliant beauty and rich ecosystem. This saltwater lake is like a symphony of life colors blending between the earth and sky. Located in the heart of the legendary Great Rift Valley, this saltwater lake turns into a magnificent mirror, reflecting the brilliant pink stripes of millions of flamingos. They gather, rhythmically gliding on the water surface, enjoying the emerald green spirulina algae, creating a lively dance that makes anyone hold their breath. Lake Nakuru is not only a stage for flamingos. There are also more than 450 species of birds, from proud pelicans, elegant white storks, to fish eagles soaring in the blue sky, making this place a paradise for nature lovers. Around the lake, vast grasslands, brilliant yellow acacia forests and melodious Michaelia waterfall form the background for a wild picture, where majestic white rhinos, cheetahs quietly stalk their prey, lions roar and antelopes dance freely. More than a wonder, Lake Nakuru is the cultural heartbeat and soul of Kenyan tourism. Dramatic safaris and cycling journeys through pristine trails will make your heart beat with every beat. Lake Nakuru is more than a destination, it is a whisper of nature, inviting you to immerse yourself in a magnificent wilderness where every moment is a masterpiece. Additionally, Lake Naivasha, not far from Lake Nakuru, offers a completely different experience. One of the few freshwater lakes in the Rift Valley, Naivasha is a serene beauty, surrounded by green pastures and rolling hills. Visitors can paddle across the lake, passing pods of yawning hippos, or spot birds such as kingfishers and eagles. Crescent Island, a small reserve on the lake, is the perfect place to walk among herds of antelope, zebra, and giraffes in quiet surroundings. Nearby, Hell's Gate National Park, with its fiery red gorges and basalt columns, is a destination for those who love hiking or cycling in the wilderness. Lake Naivasha is also famous for its rose fields, which supply fresh flowers to the global market, and lakeside resorts where you can relax in the idyllic setting after a day of exploring. Mount Kenya, Africa's second highest mountain at 5,199 meters, is a challenge and a dream for mountaineers. Located in central Kenya, the mountain is not only a geological wonder but also a cultural icon, revered by the Kikuyu people as the seat of the gods. With three main peaks, Bashan, Nelian, and Lenana, Mount Kenya offers climbing routes suitable for both beginners and advanced climbers. Lenana, the most accessible, is a popular target, where you can watch the sunrise over glacial lakes and lush valleys. The climb takes you through rainforests, alpine meadows and snow-capped cliffs, creating a diverse landscape experience. Even without climbing, the area around Mount Kenya is attractive with conservation areas such as Lewa, which protects rare rhinos and Grevy's zebras. Mount Kenya is a place where nature and spirituality come together, bringing a sense of conquest and peace. First of all, we must mention Kenya's geographical position, which is a golden advantage for tourism, shaping this country into an attractive destination all year round. Overview on the world map, Kenya is located in East Africa, near the equator, and spreads over 580,000 square kilometers. The southeast borders the Indian Ocean, offering more than 500 kilometers of coastline with white sand beaches such as Diani and the bustling port of Mombasa. ideal for sea tourism and exploring Swahili culture. Due to its central location in East Africa, bordering Ethiopia, South Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania, and Somalia, Kenya is easily accessible from many directions, attracting international tourists. Kenya's proximity to the equator and its varied topography make it a great place to visit. Despite its tropical climate, the country's elevation, from coastal plains to highlands and mountains reaching up to 5,199 m, offers a wide range of weather conditions. The coast is hot and humid, perfect for swimming and snorkeling, while the highlands are cool all year round, ideal for safaris and mountain climbing. The Rift Valley that cuts across the country is not only a spectacular landscape, but also a hotspot for wildlife, with the Masai Mara savanna famous for its wildebeest migration. The dry season, June-October, is perfect for seeing the Big Five, while the rainy season, March-May, brings lush greenery to the landscape, attracting those who love pristine nature. Kenyan culture, festivals and cuisine are three intertwined elements that create a vibrant identity for this East African country. With more than 40 tribes such as the Maasai, Kikuyu, Luo and Swahili, Kenyan culture is a diverse mosaic where traditions are preserved through music, dance and customs. The Maasai Idoma dance, with soaring steps and red costumes, represents strength and pride in coming-of-age ceremonies. Along the coast, the Swahili Tarab music, with its Arabic influence, tells stories of love and the sea. Costumes such as the colorful kanga or Maasai bead necklaces are not just objects, but a way for them to celebrate their identity and unite their communities through each generation. The festival is where Kenyan culture explodes, bringing an atmosphere of jubilation and national pride. The Lamu Festival, held on Lamu Island, is a quintessential Swahili event, with traditional boat races, singing and dancing, and quaint streets filled with laughter. The event not only celebrates maritime culture, but also brings people together to share joy. Jamhuri Day, the anniversary of independence on December 12th, is the biggest national festival, turning Nairobi and other cities into a stage for parades, fireworks and tribal dances. In addition, the Lake Turkana Festival in the north pays tribute to desert tribes, with music, costumes and stories about the cradle of humanity. These festivals bridge the past and present, bringing the Kenyan spirit to life. Inseparable from festivals are traditional dishes, elements that create the cultural identity of Kenyan cuisine. During large and small festivals, people often prepare typical dishes with strong local flavors. One of the most popular dishes is ugali, a thick cornmeal dish, served as a main dish instead of rice, often accompanied by stewed meat or stir-fried vegetables. In addition, nyama choma, grilled meat, the national dish of Kenya, often appears at community gatherings or festivals, demonstrating hospitality and solidarity. Dishes such as sukuma wiki, stir-fried vegetables, chapati, flatbread, and flavorful seafood dishes in the coastal region of Mombasa also reflect the cultural exchange between Africa, Arabia, and India. Kenyan cuisine is not sophisticated but rich, close, and always accompanied by the spirit of sharing. From colorful festivals to rich cuisine, Kenyan culture is vibrant, diverse, and extremely attractive. When setting foot in this country, visitors not only immerse themselves in the traditional festival atmosphere, but also have the opportunity to explore a culinary world with a strong African imprint, where every dish, every dance, every ritual tells a story about the people and this wonderful land. Kenya's economy, one of East Africa's most dynamic, is characterized by its diversity and potential for sustainable growth. Agriculture is the backbone, contributing around 33% of GDP and providing livelihoods for over 70% of the population. With its fertile highlands and favorable climate, Kenya is a world leader in tea and cut flower exports, and produces high-quality coffee, maize and vegetables, particularly in the Rift Valley. This success not only drives trade but also provides a foundation for other economic sectors. Closely linked to agriculture, tourism is a major economic driver, capitalizing on Kenya's natural beauty and biodiversity. Destinations such as the Masai Mara National Park and Amboseli National Park attract millions of visitors each year on wildlife safaris. Meanwhile, the tech industry is booming, with Nairobi being dubbed the Silicon Valley of Africa. Safaricom's M-Pesa mobile payment system has transformed the way financial transactions are made, making Kenya a regional hub for tech innovation. Tourism plays an increasingly important role in Kenya's economic development, not only as a major source of foreign exchange but also as a driver of other sectors such as transport, hospitality, services and handicrafts. Ecotourism and community-based tourism have emerged as sustainable development models that create authentic experiences for visitors while protecting the environment and preserving local cultural identity. Recognizing the huge potential of this industry, the Kenyan government has made great efforts to invest in infrastructure and promote the country's image internationally. As a result, the tourism industry has recovered quickly after the COVID-19 pandemic, with revenues reaching more than 450 billion Kenyan shillings by 2024. Not only has international tourism increased, but domestic tourism has also grown strongly, showing the growing interest of Kenyans in the country's natural beauty and culture. In particular, tourism has contributed positively to poverty reduction, creating jobs for millions of people, especially in rural areas near tourist attractions. From tour guides, hotel staff to artisans, many people have had a stable source of income thanks to this smokeless industry. Thus, tourism is not only the economic driving force of Kenya, but also a bridge bringing this country closer to the world in the trend of sustainable development and global integration. Kenya today is emerging as a new symbol of vitality and aspiration for change in Africa. No longer a country associated only with the image of wild savannas or traditional agricultural life, Kenya is gradually transforming and modernizing in all fields, moving closer to the digital economy and globalization. Education is the foundation of this journey. From urban to rural areas, the Kenyan government is expanding educational opportunities for all, especially the youth who aspire to reach out to the world. Digital skills training programs, enhanced English language teaching, and an entrepreneurial spirit are creating a dynamic, confident generation ready to take charge of the future. With its strategic position in East Africa, Kenya is not only an economic hub, but also a strong political and diplomatic fulcrum in the region. As an active member of the East African Community, EAC, the African Union, AU, and many international organizations, Kenya is playing a leading role in initiatives on peace, trade, and sustainable development. Kenya's voice is gaining more and more weight, showing that a country is confidently stepping onto the global stage. The journey to explore Jordan has taken us through the historical wonders, unique culture, and beautiful nature of this mysterious Middle Eastern land. From the ancient city of Petra, the majestic Wadi Rum Desert to the warm hospitality of the Jordanians, every moment leaves an unforgettable mark. Jordan is not only a destination for history lovers, but also suitable for all types of tourism from resort to spiritual. If you love this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next exciting journeys of discovery. Leave a comment below to let me know which destination in Jordan impressed you the most or share your own experience. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos. Soften your eyes and let your soul wander into a magical moment. You are on the peaks of the Melody Mountains, where white clouds paint palms against the turquoise sky, and the wind sings through the valleys like an ancient song of your ancestors. Below you, the endless South African grasslands, where zebras frolic in the golden sunshine, and in the distance, from the bright streets of Soweto, the beat of Marabi drums blends with the rhythm of modern jazz, like the heartbeat of an entire continent. This is South Africa, a land where nature is a protective symphony, history is an eternal flame, and people are artists of dreams. South Africa is more than a place to be, it is a living breath, a story that makes your heart sing and your soul soar. Are you ready to tune into the pulse of Africa? What is it about South Africa that makes you crave discovery? Share your dreams in the comments and join us on an adventure through the land where every glance is a poem, every step is an eternal melody. South Africa, the shining star at the southern tip of the African continent, is where the Atlantic and Indian Oceans meet at the Cape of Good Hope, where whitewater waves crash against the cliffs in a ferocious oceanic cacophony. Bordered by Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, and surrounding Lesotho, South Africa stretches over 2,800 kilometers of coastline, from the sparkling sands of Plettenberg Bay, where you can swim with seals, to the pristine bays of De Hoop, where southern right whales appear each winter. This strategic location, where east-west trade routes converge, has made South Africa a crossroads of cultures, with its rich natural landscape at the heart of the country. Namakwa National Park, which bursts with millions of wildflowers each spring, transforms the arid desert into a vibrant tapestry like a Van Gogh painting. The Cederberg Mountains, with their fiery red sandstone formations and ancient cave paintings, are where you can hear the whispers of time through the crevices. Sodwana Bay Beach, with its colorful coral reefs and schools of tropical fish, is a diver's paradise where you can feel the ocean breathing. The Shlushluwe-Imfolozi Plain, where white rhinos roam among the green hills, is a testament to the vitality of South Africa's ecosystems. In South Africa, nature is more than just a landscape, it is a majestic symphony, where every blade of grass, every wave is a musical note, inviting you to breathe in the breath of Africa. South Africa is a land of resilient warriors, where people have faced the darkness of injustice to ignite the flame of freedom. Apartheid, from 1948 to 1994, imposed brutal racial segregation, dividing communities, imprisoning dreams, and casting a dark shadow over the country. But the people of South Africa, from the vibrant streets of Khayelitsha to the remote rural areas of Limpopo, rose up with a courage that shook the world. Nelson Mandela, known as Tata Father, led the nation on a journey of reconciliation, transforming South Africa into a symbol of forgiveness and unity. Johannesburg's Constitution Hill Museum, once the prison that held Mandela and Gandhi, now tells the story of struggle and triumph, with walls engraved with the names of prisoners and cells holding painful memories. The 1985 Uitenhage uprising, when people protested against the regime's violence, was a historic moment, with resistance songs echoing through the streets. Figures like Helen Suzman, an anti-apartheid politician, and Bantu Biko, who started the Black consciousness movement, inspired millions. Today, South Africa celebrates Freedom Day on April 27th, with performances and community discussions to celebrate the legacy of struggle. South Africa's history is an ever-burning flame, a lesson in the power of people to stand up for justice, and the promise of a future where all dreams can soar. South Africa is a vibrant cultural mosaic, where 11 official languages from isiZulu, isiXhosa, Sesotho to Tswana, and Afrikaans weave together like the colors of a painting. The Pedi people in Sekhukhune are famous for their Kiba dances, where women in brightly colored skirts create waves that resemble rivers. The Ndebele people, whose houses are painted with vibrant geometric patterns, turn each village in Mpumalanga into a living museum, where each wall tells a story of identity and creativity. South African cuisine is a journey through cultures, reflecting the country's melting pot. Ting, a petty dish of sour maize porridge, is served with stewed meat and wild herbs, bringing a rustic, country feel. Kapana, a Khoisan dish of beef grilled on an iron grill in the markets, is a Khoisan heritage dish, often served with a fiery chili sauce. At markets like Victoria Street Market in Durban, you can enjoy lentil-stuffed samosas and refreshing sugarcane juice while vendors tell stories about their families. Festivals like Heritage Day on September 24th invite people to don traditional dress, from Debali headdresses to petty robes, and share family heirlooms at lively communal feasts. South African culture is a blend of history, tradition and innovation, with each ethnic group adding a new dimension to the country's colorful tapestry. South Africa is a living architectural book, where colonial buildings tell stories of the past, of intersection, and of rebirth. Oudtshoorn, known as the ostrich capital of the world, is home to Victorian sandstone houses, with their red-tiled roofs and wrought iron balconies, that were once the homes of 19th-century ostrich feather merchants. Cape Town's Parliament House, with its white pillars and classical domes, is where historic laws were passed, from the repeal of apartheid to the recognition of same-sex marriage. Port Elizabeth's Malay Quarter, with its pastel-colored houses and cobblestone streets, is a legacy of the Malay community, where the aroma of curry and koeksister wafts through the air. In Swellendam, Cape Dutch houses with louver windows and curved thatched roofs are a testament to Dutch influence, now turned into boutique guesthouses and small museums. Conservation projects in Pietermaritzburg are restoring colonial buildings, from the train station to the old theater, to transform them into cultural and educational spaces. These structures are more than just stone and mortar, they are chapters of memory, where the colonial past meets the modern, a way for South Africa to preserve its heritage and continue its story. South Africa is a hotbed of tech startups, where young minds are shaping the future with creativity and passion. In Johannesburg, an area called the Tech Hub is home to companies like OfferZen, a platform that connects programmers with global companies, helping thousands of young people find jobs in the tech industry. Innovators in Pretoria, like the team at Aerobotics, are using drones and AI to monitor crop health, helping farmers optimize their harvests and reduce their environmental impact. Innovation hubs like 22 on Sloan in Sandton are where young entrepreneurs meet, share ideas, and develop apps ranging from education to finance. For example, the Abalobi app helps small-scale fishermen track fish prices and sell directly to restaurants, improving their incomes and protecting their livelihoods. Events like Techstars Startup Weekend in Durban bring together developers and investors, with projects like a smart medical device that measures blood pressure via phone. Despite challenges with finance and connectivity, South African entrepreneurs, from self-taught learners in Gugulethu to engineers in Stellenbosch, are leading the wave of innovation. South African tech startups are the beacon of the future, the country's way of pushing boundaries to reach new horizons. South Africa is Africa's natural keeper, where wildlife conservation efforts have become a banner of love for the planet. The Timbavati Game Reserve, which borders Kruger National Park, is home to rare white lions, where conservation programs use GPS technology to track them and protect them from poachers. Rangers here, like Siphon Lovu, work around the clock, using helicopters and sniffer dogs to stop rhino and elephant poachers. Mokala National Park, with its herds of roan antelope and rare ospreys, is where biologists study how to restore endangered species. Local communities around the Sabi Sand Game Reserve participate in reintroduction projects, returning animals like the African wild dog to the wild. Organizations like the Endangered Wildlife Trust operate rescue camps where orphaned rhinos are raised before being released back into the wild. Visitors to Timbavati can join non-invasive safaris, where every ticket purchase helps fund conservation. Wildlife conservation in South Africa is about more than just saving animals, it's about preserving the spirit of nature, the country's way of protecting its living heritage for future generations. South Africa is a land of light festivals, where darkness becomes a canvas for creativity and hope. Durban's Illumination Festival transforms the waterfront streets into a magical world, with light installations projected onto buildings, from dancing whales to portraits of South African artists like Miriam Makeba. Street performers, from fire troops to neon artists, bring the atmosphere to life, with audiences dancing under the shimmering lights. In Pretoria, the Jacaranda Festival of Lights, which takes place during the violet season, lights up parks with thousands of LED lights shaped like flowers and animals, creating a fairy tale-like scene. Families gather to eat vetkoek and watch light shows synchronized to jazz music. The Moonlight Mass in Cape Town, where thousands of people cycle through streets illuminated by colored lights, is a symbol of unity and joy. These festivals are more than just lights, they are the fires of community, the way South Africans make their dreams come true, a symbol of connection and creativity. South Africa is the birthplace of photography, where each frame captures a slice of the nation's soul. Photographers like Sunta Mofokeng documented everyday life under apartheid, from street vendors in Soweto to shadowy vigils, turning the camera into a tool of truth and art. Today, young artists like Lindokuhle Sobekwe use photography to explore identity, with images of young people in Thokoza or cattle herders in the Eastern Cape. Places like the Karoo National Park, with its arid plains and herds of springbok, are ideal for landscape photography, attracting international photographers. In Durban, the Umhlanga jetty with its red and white lighthouse is the perfect backdrop for sunset shots. Competitions like the AGFA Photo Awards encourage amateur photographers to capture the beauty of South Africa, from cheetahs in Sabi Sand to flower vendors on Adderley Street. Galleries like the Goodman Gallery in Cape Town showcase images from nature to urban culture, highlighting the country's diversity. Photography in South Africa is more than just art, it's the country's way of preserving memories, telling stories, and sharing its soul with the world. South Africa is at the forefront of urban farming, with cities filled with community gardens and bold ideas. In Cape Town, rooftop gardens in the Woodstock area supply tomatoes, basil, and peppers to local markets, transforming drab rooftops into green oases. Urban farmers like Lindiwe Chabalala in Khayelitsha use hydroponics, growing plants without soil to grow fresh vegetables in recycled shipping containers, bringing fresh food and jobs to the community. Projects like Soil for Life in Stellenbosch teach families to grow potatoes, pumpkins, and spinach in wooden crates, reducing costs and boosting nutrition. Bree Street Market is where you can buy produce from these gardens, from homemade marmalade to herbal tea. Schools in Pretoria integrate urban farming into their curriculum, with children learning how to sow seeds and care for plants, raising environmental awareness. Initiatives like Food Forward SA host farming festivals where communities come together to plant and share knowledge. Urban farming in South Africa is more than just growing food, it's a way to heal the environment, bring people together, and build a greener future. South African cuisine is a vibrant tapestry, woven from a diverse mix of peoples, histories, and lands, reflecting the rich soul of the Rainbow Nation. With 11 official languages and countless traditions, each dish tells a story of identity, resilience, and creativity. From the bustling markets of Durban to the village fires of Limpopo, South African cuisine is a sensory journey, blending indigenous, colonial, and migrant flavors. Chakalaka, a spicy bean, tomato, and chili sauce, is the heart of braise, reflecting the communal spirit as people gather around the fire to share meat and stories. The Zulu love isajinji, a sweet pumpkin porridge reminiscent of the days of farming. Meanwhile, Cape Town's Malay heritage offers babodi, a minced meat dish baked with eggs and sweet spices and topped with golden custard, as a cultural crossover anthem. At markets like Neighborgoods Market in Johannesburg, you can sample buni chow, a hollowed-out bread loaf stuffed with curry, a spicy and rich street food originating from the Indian community. The Khoisan, the original inhabitants, contribute morogo, wild greens sautéed with peanuts, which tastes of the earth. Sweets like koeksister, deep-fried, syrup-soaked pretzels, are Afrikaans heritage, as sweet as childhood memories. Rooibos tea, harvested from the Cederberg, is more than a beverage, it's a symbol of sustainability, with its light, herbal aroma. South African cuisine is more than food, it's the pulse of history, from slavery to freedom, from the prairies to the cities. Every bite is an invitation to explore, a way to connect with the heart of Africa, where every taste tells an eternal story. Heading north, you will come to Kalahari, one of the most spectacular deserts in South Africa. The desert here is not as cold and desolate as people think, but is brilliant in the red of the sand, the green of the bush, and full of life. Antelopes, foxes, and cheetahs quietly hide in the sparse vegetation, creating a wild stage where the strong survive. And if you love animals, Kruger National Park is a must-see. This is where you can see the Big Five, the 5 most famous animals of Africa: lions, elephants, rhinos, buffaloes, and leopards. But Kruger is more than that. From hundreds of bird species to herds of antelope, zebras, and warthogs roaming the grasslands, every day here is a new adventure. The gaze of a lion staring into the shade of a tree, an elephant herd crossing a lake at sunset, or the distant roar of the night, all make you feel like you've entered another world where nature reigns supreme. South Africa is not just beautiful, it's soulful. From the salty seashore to the scorching desert, from the jungle to the endless savanna, everything here is alive and breathing. And once you set foot here, you will not only see, but you will feel, you will listen, and let your heart beat to the pristine rhythm of this magical land. Cape Town, a gem on the west coast of South Africa, is a city that holds two opposing worlds, one as magnificent as a dream, the other as real as a heart. Surrounded by the blue sea and embracing the majestic Table Mountain, a flat mountain like a giant table often covered in magical clouds, Cape Town is like a living painting, where nature never stops speaking. At the Vanda waterfront, visitors immerse themselves in the vibrant pace of life, watching yachts drifting silently on the waves, sipping Stellenbosch wine under the golden sunset. But just go a little further away from the center, you will see a different picture: the Khayelitsha slum, where tens of thousands of families live crowded together in rickety corrugated iron houses. There, electricity is unstable, clean water is a luxury, and the dream of living a decent life becomes too fragile. Cape Town is that both a paradise and a reminder that justice and fairness are still a long way off. Only the richest 10% of the population holds more than 80% of the national wealth, creating an invisible wall separating luxurious villas from cramped slums, where there is no electricity, no clean water, and little hope. In those places, crime, violence, drugs, and lack of education follow every step of the people, especially women in the countryside and children in the cities. But South Africa never gives up. In the darkness, the people here still fight hard. They stand up to protest for justice, make films telling unheard stories, compose rap songs burning with faith, and teach free schooling in the slums. They revive the land through regenerative agriculture and send a powerful message that, despite the harshness of life, they still live with all the perseverance, hope, and indomitable strength. South Africa is not just a country, but a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Even though it is broken, even though it is full of scars, it always looks towards the light, always keeps moving forward without stopping. That is the story that makes every listener stop and feel deeply. South Africa is a never-ending symphony of nature, history, and people. Where you stand among the Namakwa wildflowers, feel the breath of Africa in the wind of the cedarberg. Where you walk across Constitution Hill, see Tata's freedom flame still burning. Where you dance at the Illumination Festival, taste ting on Victoria Street, and take photos under the Karoo stars. Where you admire the sandstone house in Oudtshoorn, dream with startups at the Tech Hub, and celebrate love at Johannesburg Pride. South Africa is the land of white lion defenders, woodstock farmers, and calm artists. From petty dancing to Khayelitsha vegetable gardens, from Malay Quarter architecture to Sobekwa's photography, South Africa is where every moment is a musical note, every smile is a story. Come to South Africa, let your heart beat with the breath of Africa, let your soul find joy in diversity, and let this journey become an everlasting memory. What attracted you to South Africa? Share your African dream in the comments. Together we will continue to write this song. Let your heart beat to the rhythm of Colombia, where the Andes Mountains sing like a legendary symphony, carrying the scent of coffee from the Risaralda valleys, where the dawn paints the forest canopy in a golden hue. From the colorful alleys of Santa Fe to Antioquia, the lively sound of Poro blends with the laughter of Rakira Ceramics, like a song of South America. Colombia is more than a land, it is a powerful breath, where the Amazon tells ancient legends, the walls of Bogotá paint modern dreams, and every glance is a note that stirs the soul. This is where nature burns, culture dances, and history lights up dreams. Are you ready to be swept away by the whirlwind of Colombian colors, music, and stories? What makes you yearn to touch the heartbeat of South America? Share your dreams in the comments and join us on an adventure through the land where every moment is a symphony, every smile is an eternal masterpiece. Colombia, the jewel in the northwest corner of South America, is where the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean meet, creating a symphony of waves, mountains, and deep forests. Bordered by Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, and Panama, Colombia boasts more than 2,000 kilometers of coastline, from the sparkling white sands of Parque Tayrona, where you can snorkel and scuba dive the coral reefs, to the pristine bays of Bahia Solano, where humpback whales swim every winter. Covering more than 1.1 million square kilometers, Colombia is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world, where the majestic Andes, the endless Amazon, and the Arauca Plains create a breathtaking landscape. Purus National Park, where the Purus volcano spews white smoke over lush valleys, is a trekker's paradise, with hot springs and Andean condor soaring overhead. Tequendama Falls, near Bogotá, cascades from cliffs like a silver ribbon, creating a mystical scene amid the mist. The San Bernardo Archipelago, with its islets like Casa en el Agua, is where you can sleep in a hammock in the ocean, lulled by the waves. The Arauca Delta, with its flocks of storks and river crocodiles, is where you can paddle through flooded canals under a fiery sunset. In Colombia, nature is more than just a landscape, it is a living masterpiece, where every mountain, every wave is a chapter in the story of creation, inviting you to discover the pulse of the earth. Colombia is a land of resilient warriors, where people have faced the darkness of history to ignite a flame of hope. The Spanish arrived on the Caribbean coast in 1499, founding New Granada with Santa Marta and Popayan at its heart, leaving behind a legacy of architecture and culture. The War of Independence, led by Simón Bolívar and José María Córdoba, broke out in 1810 and culminated in the victory of Puente de Boyaca in 1819, giving birth to a free Colombia. But the 20th century brought harsh challenges. La Violencia, 1948 to 1958, left hundreds of thousands dead, and conflicts with guerrilla groups like the FARC, along with drug trafficking, left deep scars. The Quinta de San Pedro Alejandrino Museum in Santa Marta, where Bolívar died, houses his paintings and personal belongings, telling of his dream of unifying South America. The Bogotazo riots of 1948, following the assassination of Jorge Eliezer Gaitan, were a painful milestone, but also a moment of solidarity. The 2016 peace accord, signed in Havana, ushered in a new era, with former FARC fighters participating in reforestation projects in Putumayo. Today, Colombia celebrates National Reconciliation Day on November 16th, with concerts, photo exhibitions, and community projects such as building schools in Chaco. Colombia's history is an ever-burning flame, a lesson in how a people turn pain into strength, writing a future where peace is the guiding principle. Colombia is home to indigenous cultures, and the Embra people of the Chaco rainforest are the spiritual guardians of nature. Living in palafitos on the river, the Embra use bamboo and palm leaves to build their communities in harmony with the forest. They are known for their chunga basket weaving, with motifs of animals like jaguars and toucans, each telling a story about the land. Their clothing, with colorful paruma skirts and beaded necklaces, is a symbol of pride and identity. Embra ceremonies, such as Jaibana, use drums and flutes to connect with forest spirits, with healers sharing their knowledge of medicinal herbs. Their food, such as sancocho de pescado, fish soup with green plantains, and balos de maize, steamed corn cakes, is rich in the flavors of the river and the forest. In Quibdó, visitors can take community tours, learn to weave baskets, or hear myths about Jabi, the jaguar god. Despite deforestation and modernization, the Embra have preserved their Embra Chami language and customs through community schools. Festivals like the Fiesta del Rio in Nuki celebrate Embra culture, with dances and floats on the river. Embra culture is a hymn to nature, a reminder that Colombia is a place where ancient values still resonate, a flame that connects people to the earth. Colombia is a land of vibrant festivals, and the Festival del Viento y las Cometas in Villa de Leyva is South America's high-flying dream. Held each August, the colonial town transforms into a colorful sky, with thousands of giant kites shaped like dragons, birds, and flowers soaring over the Boyaca Plateau. Kite masters like Don Alvaro meticulously craft their creations from silk and bamboo, competing to win the title of Rey del Cielo in categories of creativity and height. The festival is all about poro music, with bands playing in the Plaza Mayor, where people dance in the sun. Festival food includes coquetas, coconut sweets, longaniza, grilled sausages, and hot agua de panela. Events like the Conc Urso Infantil encourage children to make their own kites, while LED nightly kite shows create a fairy tale-like atmosphere. The festival is more than just kites and wind. It's Villa de Leyva's way of telling the story of creativity, from Boyaca farmers to young artists, a beacon of joy and unity. Visitors can take part in kite-making workshops, learn how to fly kites amid the green hills. The Festival del Viento is the soul of Colombia, where dreams soar, the music of freedom under the South American sky. Colombia is the world's coffee capital, and the Risaralda region of Eje Cafetero is where Arabica beans tell a story of passion, labor, and the land. The coffee hills of Pereira, with their rich basalt soil and morning mist, are where farmers like Don Hernan pick ripe coffee cherries and dry them on brick patios under the Andean sun. Coffee tours at Hacienda San Alberto allow visitors to take part in the process from harvest to roasting, with a cup of café de finca, with notes of bergamot and dark chocolate. The Risaralda Coffee Museum in Dos Quebradas displays antique presses and tells the story of coffee's journey from colonial times to global brand. At cafes like Café Don Manolo in Santa Rosa de Cabal, you can sip lattes with crispy buñuelos. Cooperatives like Coop Café in Bolin de Umbria support small farmers, ensure fair trade, and protect biodiversity. Coffee festivals in Marcella, with barista competitions and a coffee float parade, celebrate this heritage. Risaralda coffee is more than just a drink, it's the soul of the Andes, Colombia's way of sharing its hard work and pride with the world. Every cup is a story, from seed to your lips, a lingering aroma. Colombia is the guardian of the Andes, where conservation efforts keep the majestic mountain range breathing. The Colombian Andes, from Nariño to Boyacá, are home to more than 3,000 species of plants and animals, from the Andean spectacled bear to the Cattleya orchid. The Los Farallones de Cali Reserve is where ecologists and indigenous Guambianos work together to protect jaguars and carnauba trees, using camera traps and GPS to track the animals. Communities in Pasto are involved in quinua replanting projects, restoring land eroded by livestock. Tourists can take ecotours in the Valle de Cauca, hike through cloud forests, and learn about conservation from guides like Dona Lucia. Organizations like Fundación Proavis rescue condor birds and educate children about biodiversity. Even in the face of deforestation and climate change, Colombia is leading the way with policies like Andes Vivo, which expands protected areas in Santander. Andean conservation is more than just saving mountains, it's a commitment to preserving the heart of Colombia, the country's way of protecting its green heritage for future generations. Colombia is a land of music, and porro, a traditional Caribbean rhythm, is the breath of the countryside. Born in the fields of Sucre, porro combines clarinets, trombones, and bombo drums to create a rhythm as captivating as the wind through sugarcane fields. Artists like Pacho Golan and La Sonora Cordobesa, with songs like Cumbia sobre el mar, have taken porro from village festivals to the international stage. San Pelayo's Porro Festival, held each June, sees bands compete for the title of Rey del Porro, with dancers in red tutus and sombreros performing in the sun. At bars like La Casa del Porro in Monteria, you can dance until midnight, sipping ronanejo and eating mote de queso, cheese soup. Cincelejo's music schools teach porro to children, ensuring the legacy lives on. Porro is more than just music, it's the heartbeat of the Caribbean, Colombia's way of telling stories about the countryside, the fire that connects hearts across the endless plains. Colombia is a living museum of architecture, and Santa Fe de Antioquia, Mother City, is a dazzling colonial gem. Located in the Aburra Valley, the town is characterized by cobblestone streets, whitewashed houses with blue-tinted windows, and curved red-tiled roofs. The Nuestra Señora de Chiquinquirá Church, with its Baroque facade and tall bell tower, is where people gather during Christmas, with vigils and lanterns. The Puente de Occidente, West Bridge, a 19th-century ironwork spanning the Cauca River, is a town icon, a place to stroll and watch the sunset. The Juan del Corral Museum, once the home of a revolutionary, now houses antique letters and furniture. In Barrio El Llano, colonial homes have been turned into boutique inns serving arroz atolado, meat and rice stew, by candlelight. Conservation projects in Jordan are restoring old churches, turning them into cultural spaces. Santa Fe de Antioquia is more than just architecture, it's a history book, where the Spanish era meets the modern, showing how Colombia preserves its past and embraces its future. Colombia is a hotbed of creative entrepreneurship, where young minds are shaping the future with bold ideas. In Bogotá, companies like Habi, a digital real estate platform, have revolutionized home buying, helping people in Bucaramanga access affordable housing. Innovators in Medellin, like the team at Make Sense, develop STEM education projects for children in the slums, from robotics to coding. Innovation hubs like InnovaLab in Pereira are where young entrepreneurs test out ideas, from health tracking apps to recycled toys. For example, startup Ecoladrillos creates building bricks from recycled plastic, which are being used to build schools in La Guajira. Events like Colombia Startup in Cartagena bring together investors and engineers, with projects like solar lanterns for rural areas. Despite funding challenges, Colombian entrepreneurs, from self-taught coders in Barranquilla to designers in Cali, are leading the wave of innovation. Colombia's creative startups are the beacon of the future, the country's way of pushing boundaries to reach new horizons. Colombia is a hotbed of art, and Rakira Ceramics in Boyacá is where clay tells stories of culture and creativity. Dubbed the ceramics capital of Colombia, Rakira is characterized by its colorfully painted houses and shops filled with ceramic vases, statues, and flower pots. Artists like Dona Mercedes use local red clay, fired in traditional wood-fired kilns, to create works with motifs of suns, birds, and flowers, each piece a piece of Boyacá's soul. Rakira ceramic techniques, inherited from the Muisca people, include carving and painting with natural mineral pigments. Ceramics such as cazuelas, earthenware pots, are used to cook tamales, while chivas, colorful buses, are popular souvenirs. At festivals such as the Feria Artesanal de Rakira, visitors can take part in pottery workshops, learning how to knead clay and paint designs. Projects such as the Escuela de Cerámica support young women to learn the craft, providing a sustainable income. Despite competition from industrial products, Rakira artisans keep the tradition alive, turning clay into art. Rakira ceramics are more than just a craft, they are Colombia's way of telling the story of the land, the creative spark that lights Boyacá. Colombia is a hotbed of creativity, and Medellín, the fashion capital of South America, is where sustainable threads weave the dream of a greener planet. In the small workshops of El Poblado, young designers like Ana Sofia Restrepo are turning plastic waste into stunning dresses that sparkle under the runway lights. Sustainable fashion in Medellín is more than just clothes, it's a movement, a manifesto of rebirth, where every stitch tells a story about the environment, the community, and Colombia's identity. Brands like Verde Vivo use recycled plastic bottle fabrics, combined with Cana Flecha, a native plant, to create collections of maxi dresses and coats with prints inspired by Amazonian orchids. At markets like Plaza Minorista, you can find tote bags woven from corn husks, made by the indigenous Nasa women of Cauca, each a work of art with a message of conservation. Events like Colombia Moda, which takes place every July, are a stage for Medellín to show off its green credentials, with thousands of people attending shows that feature everything from recycled silk dresses to shoes made from recycled rubber. Projects like Moda Circular in Comuna 8 train young people from disadvantaged areas in design and sewing, turning discarded fabric into trendy shirts. Designers like Juan Pablo Socaras collaborate with indigenous weavers to create haute couture collections where Embra and Waya prints blend with modern styles. In trendy cafes like Pergamino, you can find designers discussing biofabrics made from mushrooms, a new frontier in sustainable fashion. Despite the challenges of production costs, Medellín is leading the way with initiatives like Textiles Verdes, a coalition of brands committed to reducing textile waste by 50% by 2030. Sustainable fashion in Medellín is a song of innovation, Colombia's way of turning trash into gold, a spark that connects art, the environment, and people. Every dress, every bag is a promise for the future, the way this city dresses itself in the dream of South America, brilliant and endless. Colombia is a land of journeys, and Leticia, the gateway to the Amazon, is where community-based tourism opens the door to the heart of nature and culture. Located at the meeting point of Colombia, Brazil, and Peru, Leticia is a small town on the Amazon River, where wooden boats ferry visitors through sparkling tributaries, amid towering trees, and the calls of howler monkeys. Community-based tourism here is more than just exploration, it's a deep dialogue with the indigenous people, a way to tap into the soul of the forest and learn how to protect it. Ticuna communities in Puerto Nariño, known as the Venice of the Amazon, welcome visitors with wooden houses on stilts where you can stay overnight and listen to elders tell stories about Uwa, the pink dolphin god. Locally run tours, like a boat tour on Lake Tarapato, let you spot river dolphins and hoatzins, while learning about medicinal plants like Una de Gato from local guides like Don Jacinto. In villages like Macagua, visitors can try their hand at bark painting, an ancient Ticuna art, or learn how to make casabe from wild cassava. Community cuisine, such as mojojoy, fried larvae, and piraruca soup, brings unique Amazonian flavors to family meals served on banana leaves. Projects like Amazonas Sustainable support the construction of eco-camps using solar energy and rainwater harvesting systems. Despite the challenges of mass tourism, Leticia has maintained its community-based model, with initiatives like Turismo con Sentido, which ensures that 80% of tourism income goes to local people. Festivals like the Festival de la Confraternidad Amazonica, with its ticuna dances and artisan markets, allow visitors to immerse themselves in the culture of the forest. Community-based tourism in Leticia is a song of connection, Colombia's way of inviting you to enter the Amazon not just as a tourist, but as a friend of the forest. Every trip is a journey of learning, a fire that ignites her love for nature, and is Leticia's way of keeping the heart of the Amazon beating. Colombia is a dazzling symphony of nature, history, and people. Where you stand at the Tequendama Falls, feel the pulse of South America in the purest winds. Where you walk through Quinta de San Pedro, see Bolivar's flame of freedom still burning. Where you fly a kite in Villa de Leyva, taste sancocho de pescado in Quibdó, and take photos under Rakira pottery. Where you admire the Chiquinquirá Church, dream with the Habi startup, and sing Poro in San Pelayo. Colombia is the land of the Embra people, kite makers, and coffee farmers. From the Jibana ritual to the kite festival, from the Andean condor to the Boyaca pottery, Colombia is a place where every moment is a color, every smile is a melody. Come to Colombia, let your heart beat with the breath of South America, let your soul find joy in diversity, and let this journey become an everlasting memory. What got you hooked in Colombia? Share your South American dream in the comments, we'd love to continue writing it with you. Arizona, located in the southwestern United States, is strategically located adjacent to states such as California, Nevada, and New Mexico, and borders Mexico. With a diverse climate from hot dry deserts to cool mountains, Arizona is home to more than 7 million people with a rich culture. Arizona's history begins with ancient indigenous tribes, through the Spanish colonial period, and then becoming a state of the United States with strong economic and tourism development. So what makes Arizona attract millions of tourists every year? It is the combination of majestic nature, indigenous cultural heritage, and modern destinations that creates an irresistible attraction. Have you heard of Arizona, but do you know all the secrets behind its beauty? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about the experience you want to discover. Join me in opening the mysterious door of Arizona and embarking on an unprecedented adventure. When coming to Arizona, it is impossible not to mention the Grand Canyon, a famous natural wonder of the world that attracts millions of tourists every year. Located in northern Arizona, the Grand Canyon stretches about 446 kilometers, is 6 to 29 kilometers wide, and is more than 1,800 meters deep, creating a majestic and spectacular landscape that amazes everyone. This is one of the largest and deepest canyons in the world, formed over millions of years by the Colorado River flowing through, creating valuable geological layers that preserve traces of the Earth's development from prehistoric times. Visitors to the Grand Canyon can enjoy